Lock my screen, Gio.
Well, but that's when it kind of like
Lock screen just means lock screen.
what's it called when it turns off? What is that thing called again?
It's called turn off.
No, that's not what it's called.
But anyways, what's going on, guys? Welcome to episode 7. I'm CV Tech One.
It's the only way to start it. I love it.
That's that's Gio trying to we're trying
Figure
to figure out
out.
how we're trying to figure out some things on the fly,
Look,
but I said,
I
you know
know.
what? Let's just go live, man.
Hey, it's technological stuff. So for the record, that's your realm, not mine. Okay.
Yeah, I know. We just went kind of quick. Now I'm trying to
Yeah.
figure out how to get my
Yeah. Hey, episode 7 is where the technological difficulties kick in.
nah, it should be good.
I'm good. I look good.
All right, let's get right into it, man. I just want to I'll say this, man. I don't know if the camera can pick it up right now, but it'll fix itself. See this
All right.
drink? I'm gonna take a sip.
Yeah, water's good for you, man. Gotta hydrate everybody.
Yeah, I'm thirsty. So that's to episode 7. And since I took a sip of that, Gio, let me ask you a question, man. You care to share any like amazing nights you've ever had while, have while you had some water, you know, maybe a party? Because it is hot mic. We like to start with hot mic. We'll go right into it, man. Let's start
Yeah,
with
yeah.
some fun, crazy stuff. So
That's an interesting thing that you say that. Like I remember stuff, right? But like I don't know how everybody else is, but like I be forgetting stuff. I don't know if that's that age thing. Like it's like I
no,
don't remember.
that's a good night.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. Like
That's a good night.
I don't remember much between like 2003 to 2005. Say that.
Man, so you tell me Gio's got no stories to
No, no,
share.
no, 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 no. I've got too many stories. That's first of
Okay.
all, it's what it is. You know what I mean? It's
Okay.
just
So you just gonna hold back?
um,
I mean, I can make it simple. I could share a story that you were part of.
what story is this? Let's delve
That
into
might be the
that.
that might be the one that you're trying to hide.
Nah, there's a lot of stuff, but it's just you know what I mean. I don't know. It's just some of it's a little risque. You know what I mean? Like
What about that house we went to and we were chilling with a bunch of us way back in the day? It was like me, you, a couple of good friends, a couple of girls. Some girls was like showing another girl things. You don't remember that day?
yes, I know. I have an idea of what you're talking.
So is that is
That,
that the secret?
that's that's not for YouTube. I'm sorry. That's not. That's,
Oh, so
that's
that
the
is the secret.
that's the one you go to. You went to that.
That's light.
Uh,
That's light.
That's light.
What?
No,
That's
that's
light.
heavy. That's heavy. Now,
But
now everybody's wondering. Everybody's like, "Whoa, what is?" Don't worry about it. It's not. It's not.
I think it's a wonderful story, to be honest. But it's funny though. That's what you were you thinking that at
I
all?
was. I was just present. I was not even a participant. I I
That's
was
true.
a not even a bystander. I was not even a witness. It was like you walk in and you're like, oh, oh,
But you sat down though.
I don't know about all that. I don't know what
Oh,
you remember. I don't.
you
I
sat
don't think.
down.
I don't think I was sitting and sitting around. No, I wasn't. This is no. Um, that's a lot.
All right. So you got nothing you can share, huh? Because honestly, I think that was a great night. I think it was a wonderful night.
I mean,
I
it's a good
think
time. It's good memories for sure. For
Gio
sure, good.
wants Gio wants to take that to the grave, man. I do
Um,
like that because um I figured you might think of that, and I just wanted to see how you were kind of like maneuver around it and not talk about it.
yeah. No, just that's the one you brought out. So I was just like, I was a little. I was like, damn, that's you went all the way in as far as that. I mean, there's more things you can go further in on, but that one's a lot.
Oh, I did. Oh, I went in that night, 1,000%.
You-
But
and then out, and then in. That's too much. That's too much. Uh no, but that's
this,
like back to your point. You know, like I've lived and I've done a lot, and it's hard really to pull like memories. like one specific that would be be entertaining in that kind of way. I'm sure I can probably pull some out, but to be
Yeah.
100% like clean with it it takes away from the
Uh,
stuff.
no, I got you, man. I just wanted to, put a little pressure on you just to see what you would say, man. That's the beauty of it.
If it,
That's the beauty of being live on a podcast. It's like, excuse me, I wasn't ready for this.
look, and normally I'm good. Like I'm down for whatever. I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? It's just about I mean, I got a story that I can give, but to give it the respect that I think that story needs. It's a relatively long story. I can keep it short, but and then I'll
That's
and
what.
then I'll and then I'll write a book, and then y'all can read it in the book. How about that?
Why write a book, man?
The pod's a book.
I mean, that's what the pod is, right? But here's a question, man. Here's a question to you. It's hot mic. This is all freestyle, so I
I
wrote
like it.
some questions. How, hmm. Has a girl asked you for a dick pic?
No,
Never.
no.
I've
I
been
don't think.
asked that.
Well, I
It
mean,
to me, it's weird because it's like, how does a guy take a picture of his junk and make it like?
how do you make it look good
How do
like
you
it does
make it
on
look
TV?
so good to where a female is gonna be like, oh my god, like, because like as a like if a not female, but if a woman sends you a picture, she could send you a picture of her face licking ice cream, and you're like, ooh,
Yeah, because we're easy to
there's
satisfy. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't take
but
much.
but not only that, but what else do we have really to like show?
I
What do
mean,
we have to show?
if you ask ladies, some ladies like pecs, some good ladies like guys' butts too. Like you know what I mean? But there's only really one area, and some ladies say it's ugly. So that's
But
just
that's
fucking.
my point. That's my point. Look, a girl can dump a handful of ice cream on her face, and as it's dripping, take a picture. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah, a good
that's
example,
hot.
like the old school two girls, one cup. Like that's crazy. Do you
That
know what
is,
I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking
yeah,
about.
but
I have to.
that
You
was
don't want to over.
disgusting though. That's not sexy. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's people into that stuff. I mean, that's why it exists. But
Yeah, that's why it exists. But the point of it is like girls can be doing anything, and guys would be like, yes, please, more.
so you had never had somebody ask you that?
Well, you got to look at it from the perspective of like I'm
Damn,
older,
that's.
right? So,
I'm talking about older days, and
what a Nokia guy, like Nokia didn't have pictures. The Razor flip phone maybe is
I
all
mean,
pixelated.
even if you had to fax it, I mean,
No, mainly because I've been married a long time, so that's probably what it is. You know what I mean?
yeah, that could be it, man. I guess I was a freak when I was young. Golly,
Yeah,
man.
you don't have to guess. I'll tell you. Yes, that's the answer to that question.
Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, I've had people ask, but
So
to be honest,
you got photos that are just floating around out there.
not true. Honestly, I did it one time.
Oh, see, you did it one
One
time.
time. Yeah, but that's what I'm
So
saying.
you,
It's like,
but you're looking at me
no, no,
like
no.
that one
I've
time is
been
way more than.
asked. I've been asked plenty
Oh,
of times.
that you actually like.
Yeah, it's like, because to me, it's like, what do you do with it? It's like, do I get a background? Do I need lighting? Do what are we doing? Do we need Brazilian trim? Like, what do we
Yeah.
as a man? It's like, I mean, I guess we need a female to or a girl to answer that
No,
because
but I bet you ask females, it'll be the same thing. They'll be like how many times did they take a photo, pose it, not like it, and then send one? Like
yeah, but my point is that they have a lot of like body parts that they can
it's because you're a
show.
guy and that's what you're interested in, and that's what it is. Like it doesn't matter what it is. Like send me your feet, girl.
No, I wouldn't say, I wouldn't say send me anything, but it's like they have a lot to work with. We just have this one center stage, and it's like it's this or nothing else.
That's all you got. I mean, but you're thinking about a guy, so like you don't know what's attractive on a guy because you're a guy, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yeah, but it's like as I'm doing it, I'm like, why? I'm like, it's
Look,
all I
man,
got. I'm about
you're
to give it.
overthinking it.
I'm
You're
about to go
overthinking.
give you some. What do you need this for?
No, you're still overthinking it. All I know from a production standpoint, you know what I mean? your junk is further forward, so it looks bigger, and everything else is behind it, so it looks small. You put your hands back here. Look, this is what you do. You're like, look, you see it? It's a
Bro, I'm not.
yeah, it's a trick. Oh man, you gotta love it. I
Yeah,
don't
I'm
know.
not.
This is
uh,
not my realm, so I'm learning on the fly. I don't. This is not what I do.
Hey,
But I'm just saying.
I just figured I asked, man. That's all. All right. So let's get to this first story, man. Let's talk about this Kanye Pete Davidson. I'm like so tired of hearing these two on the freaking news.
We got
I
beef,
have
yo.
Yeah, I got a notification on this website, so I have the important stuff on, but also it will give me the entertainment world stuff, and it's like every 3 hours, it's a
Yeah.
Kanye West and Kim. I'm like, so,
So
now I just swipe. I don't even read it anymore.
so what's your take on that whole thing? Like, whose side you on? You team Kanye or you team Davidson?
um, right now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm Team Kanye on certain things, but I'm also Team Kim on other stuff. I
All
don't know
right.
if you.
So all right, let's do this, right? So the topic that we're talking about is basically the conversation that Pete Davidson sent out because he got tired of Kanye like harassing
Yeah,
him, right? And
that's
then
the
the
text.
conversation goes through and through, which ends in him saying, I'm with your girl, and sends a picture of him like shirtless in bed. You know what I
All right,
mean?
before we get there, I'll read the text that he sent. Yo, it's Skeet. I don't know why he calls himself Skeet.
I know why he calls him Skeet because Kanye, my understanding is Kanye made a joke about him and called him Skeet instead of Pete.
Oh, okay, that's what it
It
was.
was like
Yeah,
a
I didn't get that.
parody in his video or something. That's what I heard. That's the
Oh, okay.
details.
But so Skeet said, "Can you please take a second and calm down?" This is him telling Kanye, "It's
Right,
8 o'clock in the morning, and it don't gotta be like this. Kim is literally the best mother I've ever met. What she does for those kids is amazing, and you are so fucking lucky that she's your kid's mom.
right.
I've decided I'm not gonna let you treat us this way anymore, and I'm done being quiet. Grow the f up." And Kanye's response was,
Hold on. Stop. Pause. He said
"Right,
us. He said us. Kanye's like, who's us? She's married to me because they're not divorced, right?
right."
All
So
right, continue. That's
that's one of the things. So Kanye says, "Oh, you're using profanity. Where are you right now?" So I think Kanye, when he says "Where are you right now?" to me, that's like, "Yo, send me your location," right?
yeah. He said, what you mean on site?
Right. And so you go to the next one.
That's crazy, man.
He says, "Where are you?" And this is where he said, I'm in your bed. I'm in your bed. Oh, I'm in the bed with your wife."
Yeah.
Now, if somebody said that to you, Gio, about your baby mom, how do you take that?
I mean, look, man.
Just from that.
The situation is they're still married. They're separated. They're probably not going to get back together or whatever. And it's fine it's fine where like what's happening, like people move on and whatever, but even if he's upset with Kanye and Kanye's been harassing them for months, like the photo and telling him that he's in bed with his girl, that's where like he crossed the line. He could be like, yo, you need to stop, you need to grow the fuck up. All the words he said, great, no issues with any of that. Like tell him to
Right.
grow up and move on or whatever is fine, but like to be sending pictures, send the peace sign, tongue out, shirt, it's too much.
I think when he said in bed with your wife,
Right,
that that's straight fighting words. Like, um, there's no coming back from that. Like, what you're saying when you say that. You're not saying good morning. You're not telling me to chill out when you say that. You want to provoke me. You
right.
want some sort of reaction. Um, and that's why, in my opinion, this whole thing, I really think it's Kim and Pete talking and doing this. In my opinion, I really think they're trying to push Kanye to do something crazy and say something crazy. Then they can go, haha, see? That's why he's not suitable to see these kids.
I,
I
I think
truly really see it that way.
I
Uh,
think they're in a group chat too. I think
all
because I
three.
remember the pictures. Yeah, it's a group chat
But
within the
why?
group.
If
I have
if
no
I'm
idea,
talking to
bro. I
my
don't know.
wife about my kids, it has nothing to do with the boyfriend.
So she's been seeing him since like January, like when she did the Saturday Night Live. That's
Right.
is that accurate?
Yes. And they kissed on the show and they did a skit about Kanye on the
So
show.
did they? I wonder if they knew each other, or if they like if she got on the show because of him getting her like on the show. You know what I mean? Or if they've already
Probably.
been kicking it before. It's possible. So we don't know that answer, but damn, they're moving pretty fast. If it was just January,
Right. But this whole thing, and let me keep reading what he said. He said, you don't scare me, bro. Your actions are so pussy. Now you're coming after me talking about you're sleeping with my wife. Now I'm not a man. Keep that thought, right? And it said, it's so sad to watch you ruin your legacy. Now I'm being a pussy. You're calling me out of my name. You're telling me I'm ruining my legacy. That's two things that he cares about. And Kanye just says, "You're more than welcome to come to Sunday service." That could mean anything. That could let's throw down.
they say, "Hey, you want the smoke? I got the barbecue.
Right.
Bring it.
If we're in church, we got we ready for your funeral.
We can
Whatever.
do some prayers. We could pray together."
Somebody gonna have to pray for him. And then Pete said, "Why don't we meet after Sunday service in Saints game? I'll be at the BHH, which I think is a hotel. We can have food. We can talk. We can talk it out in my room privately, 1-on-1, man to man. Again, he's trying to get him low blow with this man to man, right? He's trying to make him seem less than a man, in my opinion. And
I
I think
see that.
that's
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
I see that he's basically. It's not like I see that as a challenge. He said, "Come to my room privately, 1-on-1, man to man." Like that's like
Okay.
let's catch a fair one in the hotel room.
Okay. I still think. I mean, when you this is I feel like this is more Kim telling him all like he say this, say that. This is just my opinion. Now, we'll get to it because there's more to read. We'll get to it.
Mhm.
And Skeet says, "What are you what are you doing to your family is what you're doing to your family is dangerous and is going to scar them for life. Please handle these matters privately, bro. I beg of you." And Kanye just says, "If you want to see me, come to Sunday service."
Yeah, but you
And
can't follow up. You can't follow up what he just said, right? Begging him, and, you can't do this to your kids after talking all that shit. You can't go back and forth and then turn around and say this. Like you can't. It takes two to fight. He's been text battling with him, back and forth, and
right,
like you said, insulting his manhood, insulting his legacy, and telling him that he's crazy and all this other stuff. And then he's going to turn and then say, like, let's catch a fair one. Essentially, is what it sounds like. And then to
yeah,
turn around and be like, "Yeah, you can't be acting like this." Well, what about you, Pete? What
yeah.
about
I
you?
look. I know he's the boyfriend. You got to defend your girlfriend some way, somehow, right? Because
It's a
y'all live
touchy
together.
subject. Yeah.
It is. But when it comes to the parent thing, I just think he needs to let them work it out a little bit. I know it affects him too because he's part of this now. And I understand that. But it's like, I still think they need a little bit of breather room, in my opinion, especially when it comes to the kids. This shouldn't have nothing to do with skeet skeet. Um, but let me just keep reading this because I think this gets a little bit worse for me. And he said, this is isn't public. I'm not here for pictures or press, which is obviously all you care about. My offer stands. I wish you'd man up, right? I wish you'd man up for once in your life. Let me help you, man. I struggle with mental stuff too. It's not an easy journey. You don't have to feel this way anymore. There's no shame in having a little help. And that also goes to the mental health. I think there's a difference between these two when they talk about mental health, because even with Kanye, when you talk about his mental health, it's always, oh, he's crazy. He's crazy. I've seen this guy, Pete, come on air, Twitter, cry that he's going to commit suicide. And people go, you know what? Give him a break. It's mental health. So people show him love and care, but they don't do
Mhm.
that for Kanye. And I never understood that because I follow Pete and I followed Kanye for a long time. It's always Kanye, you're crazy. Oh, there he goes again. And I truly think that him and Kim are trying to provoke him to act crazy, look crazy. Because all Kanye's response seems normal to me. It doesn't seem like it's off. Um, and that's pretty much it. But those responses don't seem like they're crazy to me. That Kanye responded like, "Hey, I'm a father trying to work things out with my ex wife, and the kids are important." Um, Now I've heard that Kim is so busy she actually leaves the kid with the babysitter, which is understandable because Kanye is busy as well, right?
Yeah.
But don't tell me the babysitter's a better parent than Kanye, because if you're going away and Kanye's available, he should go see his kids. He should come by. Instead, you
Mhm.
said, no, you can't come by. They're with the nanny. That doesn't seem right to me, though, because that's a report that came out that she leaves the kids with the nanny. Kanye can't take the kids. So I don't
Yeah,
know, man.
I don't know what the dynamics are, but behind all that, but yeah, I mean, I could see where there's uh, a chance that they're messing with him and they're trying to like make him lose
Yeah.
his stuff, right? But as the devil's advocate, I would say look at the other piece. So say Kim really is moving on, right, and she really has a genuine relationship with Pete Davidson, right,
Hmm.
and they're just trying to do everything. They've given Kanye all like they're like, look, this is what it is, like whatever. And then what if Kanye is just blasting texts, like just being obnoxious, right? And just talking all crazy, right?
Right.
So, and then this is the result of Pete Davidson saying, like, stop. I'm gonna leak this information. But if that's the case, right?
But
And that's me,
where's that
yeah.
text?
Where's that long string of Kanye acting crazy? Because he's saying way more than Kanye is. So why is he sending that?
But that's my point. I think they're trying to provoke him to really get out his character and act crazy, look crazy, and go, you know what?
But
Yeah,
he's
you don't
not though.
deserve these kids.
So Kanye didn't,
Right.
and it's not like Kanye knew that they were gonna like send this and make it public. So it's not like he was holding back.
Right.
So and it seems like Pete Davidson, from the article I read, it's not like he got tired of Kanye acting crazy and he leaked or sent this out or tweeted it or whatever he did.
Right.
So, but where's the tweet that makes Kanye look crazy? It's
Well,
not
that's my
there.
point. I think it makes Pete look a
It's
little bit
just him
weird.
provoking. And that's why ultimately, when I asked you whose side you were on, I said, I didn't say it, but in my mind, and what I'm thinking is Pete Davidson's wrong because everything that he did to make this public, it
Right.
made him look bad or worse. And it didn't make Kanye look like he was, being the crazy person as he was.
Right.
Post that. Post all the crazy stuff.
Well, that's how I take it too. Now, that's why I really think they're trying to provoke Kanye, like to really say something crazy to go. Yep, we were right. The man is crazy. Look what he said. He wants to go beat up my boyfriend or whatever. But I still think that those two are kind of like
Yeah.
obviously working together and
Okay.
sending these
But
tweets
but
to.
here's the thing though. Superstardom, money, all that stuff aside, right?
Hmm.
You're with somebody for 10 years. You got kids together. You have a life together. You have a home together. Everything, and granted, half of that could have been bad, right? But you had it,
Hmm.
and then now it's gone, and then you are out of the pic. Like the house is still there, the kids are still there, everything is in place. They take you as the man out, and then they replace you with somebody else. Like that's not great to begin with.
Of course not. It's
You know what
not.
I'm saying? So so you just have that piece, and how many people are going to be okay with that? Oh, I was in the house in January, and here we are in February, and you got another dude in the house.
Yeah.
Like,
But as the boyfriend, though, would you just let them try to handle it as much as you can?
yeah, it's a tough
Or
one. So like,
do you defend your girlfriend because it's like, wait,
yeah, he's
that's
going
my
to be on her
girlfriend.
side, but again, it's going to be like this, where if I'm Pete Davidson, and I don't know if he's done this. Like, all we know is what he gave us, and
Hmm.
it did not shed a positive light on what he was doing. It sounded like he's being a dick and sending pictures, to the ex-husband or the husband, right?
Right.
Um, but I don't know. It just doesn't.
I would definitely step aside and just say, hey, look, maybe this is not the situation we both need to be in right now. Somebody's got to be an adult and say, look, you guys got to take care of that because if I'm around, it's interfering,
Right.
obviously. And it's affecting me as a boyfriend. You know, I want to get your back. I want to be supportive. But me supporting you gets in the way because this is not a regular relationship, right? Plus, you got kids involved.
Right.
I would say let me step away for a little bit. You guys got to take care of that because if it doesn't, it's just going to keep going. Somebody's got to do that. Me as a boyfriend, I would do that. I'm sorry, man. I don't need a headache from a dude who's trying to be a father to his kids. I, you know,
Yeah,
I have to step away whether I want to do it or not. I think that's
yeah,
the best.
no, I mean, it's tough. I mean, it's all situational, but like maybe
It
he
is.
did. Maybe he was there and he's like, I'm gonna mind my own business, and maybe he saw some things and some arguments and some discussions that he's like, wow, that's not. He's messed up. Like this is Pete probably going, damn, Kanye's acting crazy. I see what Kim's talking about. If Kim is
Yeah.
giving, I mean, if Kanye's giving Kim a hard time, she's probably talking to Pete about it, and he could probably get tired of hearing it. And it's just, but that's what happens when you just break out of a relationship a month later, you're with somebody else. Like you're asking for this drama.
Yeah. Or they could have been kicking it for a while, just
You
waiting
know,
for that perfect opportunity. And
he got her on the show. You know what I mean? Instead of meeting on the show. Come on, man.
yeah, that's probably a relationship that was brewing for a while, probably
So
behind the scenes.
do
But
you
let me
do
tell
you
you something, man.
go ahead?
Let me tell you something.
Tell me.
How the hell is this dude getting all these girls, man? Look, listen, man. I don't look at dudes like that and just be like, oh man, that dude is fine. Oh man, he's handsome. Oh man, he's ugly. How is he pulling these girls, man?
Look, man, you got to look at it from the categories. If you're asking a question, I'll give you my answer. My answer is this:
Jeez.
um, women, not more often than not, more often than not, but whatever. But an important attribute that makes a man attractive. This is from my perspective, being a man, talking about how women are attracted to men, right? Just so we know the context.
Yep.
It's you got money, it makes you more attractive. I don't care which way you think about it. You could look like a gargoyle, and if you got billions of dollars, you're gonna get laid. You're gonna get girls, right? That's why these 92-year-old guys have 22-year-old girlfriends. You know what I mean? So one, he's got money. He's got fame. That automatically makes him attractive. He's got that other piece. He's funny as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Women like dudes that are funny. So, and he's not fucking the ugliest guy on the fucking planet. Is he Kim Kardashian attractive? No, right? But but he's famous and he's got money and he's funny. That'll do it. And I read an article on that too. That they were like somebody was asking the same question, like how's Pete Davidson getting all these girls? Because his his belt's got some pretty good notches on it when it comes to the type of ladies that he's dating. So it's
Yeah.
his character, right? His charisma, his personality is what's doing it. You know what I mean?
I should have wrote jokes way back in the day then. Yeah, I had some funny one-liners, you know what I mean? But yeah, I guess, man. I guess just being a little funny, having a little money in your pocket, I guess that will do it. That will do the trick.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, even these girls was like voting this dude as like top sexy dude. I'm like, wait, what?
I don't
Sexy?
know
What?
about all that. I don't know
What?
about all that.
What are y'all talking about?
He's all tatted up. He got like the white hair. Do you? Like I'm not mad at what he wants to do. Shoot, he's successful. So and he's
Mm.
he's out here in bed with Kanye's wife. So do you, brother?
Man,
He's doing it right, I guess.
man, that dude's got some balls right now. He's calling Kanye every kind of word. Like, I don't know, man. You better be careful. This is a dude from Chicago who knows some people
Know
that
some
know
people
some
who know
people.
some people.
He's
Like that.
comfortable right now. I'm gonna be honest. He's way too comfortable talking on trash, man. He better be careful, man. Um,
Yep.
all right, let's make a quick move and let's talk about the pivot, Michael Beasley. You said you've watched the interview, Gio.
I did.
All right. What did you think of that interview, man, with Michael Beasley, ex NBA player?
I thought the 40, I think it's 44 minutes long. I thought it was a little short, but it was good though. It hit all the notes that
Yeah.
I think you wanted to hit. Um, I think it was a very emotional and a very open and honest and vulnerable um, like interview, right? Because
Yeah.
like for those who didn't watch it, without giving too many spoilers, like he's had a rough life since when he was a kid, and then
Yeah.
his and then when he got money, doing what he loves to do more than anything else in the world, like he'd been taken advantage of, by his financial advisors, his family members trying to take money because he's come from nothing.
Hmm.
So when you come from nothing, you become the cash cow that everybody wants to get money from. So like, and he said since he was a kid to like now that he's got nobody. Like when he said stuff like that, like he's like, I cried for help so much that I'm tired of crying. I got at some point I got to keep my dignity. I was like, damn.
Yeah, I got a bunch of notes that I took down. I will say that Michael Beasley needed this interview more than the pivot needed his interview. Um, I watched as soon as the thing started, and I can tell how he was talking. He was on the edge of his seat. I'm
Yeah,
just like his body, the posture, everything to me said, "I'm gonna cry." Like I can see that he's gonna explode. And as I'm watching it, 10 minutes in, I'm like, "When is it coming? When is he gonna start?" I can just see it because the way he was talking with his hands and sitting on the edge of his seat and doing this, I'm like, man, this guy needed this. He needed to get this out. And I kind of sort of understand a lot of the things he was saying because I follow his career, man, for a while. And I've always wondered why they always made fun of him. And and that's one thing with me, man. Like when I look at somebody and I hear their pain or the way they talk, the way they get picked on, I feel it. I
yeah,
feel it. It's a weird thing about me. And I've always felt that about him. And then I haven't heard from him in so many years. He tried to make a comeback a few times and left the league again. And I was like, man, I'm happy to see this dude playing ball because I remember how they used to make fun of him. And but when you don't know the backstory, people just basically it became a laughing stock, and that's what NBA did to him. And after watching his interview, how he explained, just like I remember watching him play against Oklahoma, and his shorts was backwards, and he was coming to check in the game, and the ref said, "You got to get out. Your shorts is backward." Dude, that was everywhere. And I was just like, man, there's something wrong with this dude. Like, why do they keep putting this dude on center stage if he's not stable? Like, why do they keep doing this to him? Why not pull him aside, help him? I've always said that about this dude, and that's why
mhm,
this interview, uh, it hit me in a weird way because I've always said that about him. It's like, why don't they help this dude? Like, what is the league doing? What is his family doing? But like he said, his family was really just not there. Uncle's in jails. It's just him and his brothers and sisters. They were too young. He said we learned how to cook when we were like 6.
yeah,
Mom has 3 jobs, and that's another part too. Like when he said mom had 3 jobs, a lot of people don't understand that. If you don't come from that life, it's so hard for somebody to understand. Like, why would you have 3 jobs, not take care of your kid? It's either 3 jobs support my kids, or they take the kids from me, or something bad may happen.
right,
And a person like me, I understand that because my mom had 2 jobs. She did the same thing, tried her best to take care of 3 kids. So when he said that, I understood that a lot. Um, but just that whole interview, just the way he was crying for help, man. He's still this day still crying for help at the age of 30, what 32? He's still
mhm,
crying for help. And I think there was one thing that Chan said to him. He's like, "Look, bro. No, before I get to that, I'm gonna give a lot of props and flowers to the pivot because Ryan said we came here to talk basketball. This wasn't even what we wanted to talk about. And then right there, the pivot did a pivot. They had to become listeners. They had to become like friends. They had to become brothers. They had to become psychiatrists. Because when he said that, that was like the most amazing thing I've heard Ryan say, man. To like on the spot to say, you know what? We wanted to talk basketball because football season's over, but we got to switch it to this. We got to talk to the man that's crying out for help. And then Chan said, "Hey, man, we're I wrote it down. He said, we're all good people here." And for a grown man to say, "Man, I've been looking for good people all my life. I'm
right,
tired."
hmm,
When he said I'm tired, you can just see it in his
hmm,
body. Just lean
yeah,
back because I'm tired, man. How can I trust you? How can I
mhm,
trust you and you? I've been doing this all my life. It's not like something that just happened 2 weeks ago, you know? So I want to give a lot of props to the pivot just to see that. It wasn't because it was to me, it wasn't so much a interview at that point. Like, hey, we're doing this to get numbers. We got to keep this going. We're hot. It became real. And for them to recognize that, man, that's props, man. That's props.
Yeah.
Um, and there was another thing he said too, man. He's like he said sometimes when you're in it, you don't really understand. You really don't understand until somebody else comes over, and that's when you realize you're in the ghetto. You know what I mean? It's like,
And you don't know you're poor until you step out of the hood, and then you go to someone else's house who's not poor, and you're like,
yeah,
"What?" He's like, "I got roaches." He's like, when someone came to his house, and they're like, "You got roaches?"
yeah. I think to me that is huge, man. Because like I think some people will listen to that and not understand that because they just never really understood it. And sometimes when you're in the hood and you're poor, and you compare yourself to a neighbor or maybe somebody who lives two streets down from you, you're at level one, and you compare yourself to level two, and you're like, that's not so bad. And then when you see what a level 10 is at, then you're like, whoa, oh my God, we were all poor.
Mhm.
And to me, I don't want to say, that was the same for me, but like, I wasn't, we were in the safest neighborhoods. We didn't have it the best.
Mhm.
So I understood it, man. When somebody says that they take a jacket and flip it upside down, they put their
And
feet in it to go to
and
bed,
we're yeah.
bro.
That's that other. That's poor. You know what I mean?
That's beyond, man.
But this is the piece that I think it rolls right into that, right? We talked about a little bit how he grew up poor, right? When you say grew up poor, you have everyone has their own image of what poor is, right?
Yeah.
So just imagine the type of role model that he can be, or what the information that he's presenting to us just by being vulnerable in the way that he is,
True.
right? It's two ways. He's proof that you can go from being super poor and then doing making it to your dream. In this case, basketball, right? Just by working hard and sticking to it and focusing on that thing. So that's one good thing that was great about it. And the other one was like, just because you make it doesn't mean that everything's fixed,
Hmm.
right? Like there's more problems to it. So that's the other piece of it. Is just like we look at these NFL players, and what do people usually say when they complain about something? Look at these rich people complaining, right? Like
Yeah.
it's not necessarily about that. It's about being rich in your spirit and rich in your mind and rich in your heart and being content with what you've got, and also being able to deal with all the trauma and stuff of your past. And we all have stuff. We all have this deep dark room in our closet in the back of our brain. When shit goes wrong, you shove it in there, right?
Right.
And everybody's closet is bigger, is different size. Some people are bigger, some people are smaller. Some people just like to deal with their problems head on, and other people, nobody likes. Some people just want to just not deal with it whatsoever, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, but eventually that stuff gets full,
It
right? And you
does.
don't handle it, and it pours out, and that's when people be having these moments, and then they, or it could be months of moments.
Hmm.
They're like, I don't understand why I'm not happy. It's all this drama that's in that closet that you never bother to come back out to friggin' parse through, look through, clean out the closet. Forgive whoever you need to forgive if that's the case, because it does more damage to you to hold that resentment and anger towards someone who did something to you. Whether they knew they did it or they apologized or not doesn't matter, because you
Right.
need to let it go. You need to move on. But the other piece to that, real quick, the other piece to that was I agree with you with Ryan doing what he did and switching it up. And I think that's what makes him really great for the
Hmm.
show. He's very aware of what's going on. He's like, oh, we were going to talk about that, but this is very important, and genuinely care.
Right.
So what he did was show people how you react to your friend or someone who is hurting in that kind of way. Those are the words you say. I'm here for you. You'll have my number. I'll have yours. And I hope you use it. Right.
Right.
And you're welcome to come in here anytime. Right. And like he did those things that taught those of us who don't know. Because usually if you're from an environment that usually for a poorer environment, that people don't communicate effectively, like everyone's dealing with their stuff, but nobody talks about it. Someone's having a bad day, or you don't even know what to say. You know what I mean? He's
Yeah.
showing us like this is what you do, and this is how you show compassion, This is how you show somebody that it's a safe space, that you guys can, that's okay. They're all good
Yeah.
people here.
Yeah, I give him a lot of props, Ryan, just for doing that. I recognize that right away. I was like, wow, man, this is not just your regular interview. You have to be able to switch it. And yeah, man, I think that's the right person to have at that time to flip that so it doesn't go too much to the left.
Yeah, yeah,
Because he even said, you guys can say whatever you want about me. I'll cry in front of the dudes and I'll whoop all your asses. And you know what I mean? So
yeah,
it could have went left really quick.
yeah,
And I will say this, man. I would give Beasley a lot of love and respect as well for somebody to go through a lot of stuff and still, at least, still fighting, still not giving up, and to come on that show and just let it all out that way. Like you said, that's something that's going to help a lot of people who's actually been through the same situation.
yeah,
And there's a lot of people that does. And for those that don't get it and don't understand it, that's okay. That's okay. But there's a lot of people that goes through this every day in 2022. It's still happening around the world. And I do give them a lot of props for actually doing that. And one of the things that I think that was so sad, and I hope these guys try to get him some help, and hopefully he does get the help that he needs. Is when he said, "You got to come out the house, man. You can't just take your ball, go home, and
yeah,
die." And he
absolutely.
said, "Says who?" And he said, "No, I'm telling you." And he's just like, that's somebody who just wants to just give up. And 32
Right.
years of that, and he's still here. I think the dude needs to get some help, but I still give him love and respect to even doing what he's doing, because it's not an easy thing, man, to come on and put your stuff on the front street. Especially today, it's even worse with social media.
Yeah.
People that don't know you don't care about you, but they'll put a picture of you and make fun of you and make it even worse.
And you know what it is too, man. We're in an age where, like, things are starting to change. People are more aware of, like, the mental struggles and,
Yeah,
mental illness, or mental wellness. You name it. That's the move now, right? Like, people are starting to
right.
be aware of these things. But when you think about it, he mentioned it. I don't know the names that he used, but he said, people cry on TV and you make fun of them. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? Look at the
Dwight
Jordan.
Howard.
Look at the Jordan meme, right? That's
Yeah,
a man cries, and it's like something for everybody to laugh about. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
but I think we're going towards the right way. Showing
yeah,
young. It's about the adults that the young kids look up to show them that
yeah.
you're vulnerable. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay to be not okay.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you see those shirts the guys got on, like, I'm fine or whatever, and it's like, I'm not fine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But, like, it's okay. Sometimes it's good, because men, we're from kids. It's like, you're told, don't cry. Don't
Right.
be a little sissy. Don't be a girl, or don't be this. You're taught to toughen up and not cry and not show emotion. And then the women in our lives want us to show emotion, and we don't even know how to,
True.
or we're afraid to. And then when we have kids of our own, and we then, that's when a lot of times we'll break into, like, a little bit more emotion, I think, for the most part. But it all depends on who you are. You could be
Yeah.
locked tight and be stone cold and unemotional towards your kids, and that's raising kids to not be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's detrimental to everybody to not see a strong, man get emotional and be able to, communicate his feelings. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. And he told them, it's like, do you want me to put on a smile for you, or do you want the real? Like, he told them that, like, so this is not
Yeah, he
something.
was too tired for all the fake. There was not. He was like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It was all
But
out
it's
there.
it's sad though when he said, you got to be dying for somebody to come and say, are you okay? It's too late at that point. He's like, man, people don't reach out and say, hey, are you okay? Like, you got to be dying for
Yeah,
somebody to come to you and say, are you okay? I'm
yeah,
like, that is so true, man. People just don't think of these things, man.
yeah. And then the guys from Pivot asked Beasley that too. He said, "What did the team do?" Right? Because we hear, at least from what my understanding is, other three guys are all football players, so they know the Shield and the NFL and how the NFL does things. But the NBA is a whole different corporation. They may
Mhm.
do things a little bit different. From my understanding, it seems like basketball is is further ahead than the NFL when it comes to taking care of their product. They're people, right? The people that bring in the money, the players, right? And then the NFL is like lagging behind on that, as we already know.
Right.
But Beasley pointed out, he was like, the organization didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, they really didn't care. So
That's
how much
crazy,
better
man.
is the NBA than the NFL? Or is it just like these guys are just cattle? They're their product to sell, and when used up, when they're done, you don't need them anymore.
But that's why
You
when
know
you
what I mean?
hear players talk about the Shield or NBA, instead of just saying, yo, you're crazy, you just that's because you're not in the NFL. But when they say these things that you think is crazy, just listen. It might be true. Because
Right.
this is a guy's telling you, hey man, I didn't get any help. And also the incident with the shorts, he said, man, my mother died, but that week my cousin died, and I couldn't decide if I wanted to go home or stay. I decided to stay so you can see where his head was, and then he comes to the game, his shorts is backwards. It's like, I
Yeah.
understand. But that's not what people is gonna say, and that's what people see. They're just like, oh, this dude is a troublemaker. This dude is,
Right.
you gotta worry about his mental, and all he
But
wants to do, play basketball.
again, this is why I stress, and I think things like podcasts and videos going on YouTube of it's another outlet. Like Beasley wouldn't have got this, you know, on 60 Minutes.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like if this outlet wasn't out there for players and people to speak their truth, he'd continue to struggle. Nobody would know. Potentially, God forbid, commit suicide, and then we're like, oh, he always had trouble. Yep, but
Yeah.
nobody asked.
Yeah.
Nobody helped. But this will bring that
It-
awareness, and then again, the last piece is like the people that are watching that and feeling that same way, and seeing what it's like to be able to have people around you that can listen to you and give you what you need to get better.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, since we gave the pivot some flowers, I'll give Jill some flowers on my behalf as well. And this is not planned or anything. This is not something Jill and I talked about. We just said, hey, what do we want to talk about? We just do. So I'll give Jill his flowers, and t- I'll tell a little story. It's probably a little personal, but I'll say it. I don't know if you remember, Gio, you, myself, and our brother Mikey, right? We were
Yeah.
somewhere together, all three of us, right? Three
Mhm.
brothers. Somebody called us to go eat. Do you remember? Do you know where I'm going with this? Somebody said, "Hey, Mike, come in the kitchen and get your food." Mike got up and went. That person called you by your nickname, said, "Hey, come and eat." Do you remember what that person called me when it was my turn?
Probably not something good.
No.
What was it?
She said, "I'm surprised you don't remember this."
I have an idea, but just for
She
context
said,
and all.
she said, "Hey, bum, do you want to come and eat?" You remember that, right?
Hmm.
So she called our little brother by his name, called you by your nickname. Me, I was referred as the bum, right?
Yeah.
And I remember I looked at you, you looked at me, you were just like, your face just said it all. I was like, I'm young, I don't know what to do. That's not cool that the person did that. Um, but and a lot of times I never thought about it till I was an adult, right? And the reason I'm bringing this up is because we're talking about the Beasley and the whole mental thing. For me, I always use those things as my fuel to be better and show you otherwise what you thought of me is not what you're going to make me out to be,
Yeah.
right? And there was a few times where I doubted myself. I said, "Wait, why is this person calling him by his name, calling Gio by his name, but when it comes to me, this person calls me a bum?" Never understood that, never will. So I said, maybe do I have to be like Gio in a way? Maybe I'll get that respect that she gives you, right? I know it might be a little confusing to some people, but Gio understands, and I'm just giving Gio his flowers. So I never said these things to Gio as well. Remember, you started listening to DMX. You had a what? When you listened to DMX, you had a dog chain.
I had the dog chain before DMX for the record, but yeah, I know what you're saying.
Okay,
I know what you're
then
saying.
then I got one.
People thought that I got it for DMX, and
Right.
then you got it, and then you got it.
Right. So, but that was like a thing. So I said, yeah, maybe, maybe if I hung out with Gio more, maybe she'll see it
Did I
different.
get you that? Did
You
I
got
give
it
you?
for me.
Okay,
Yes.
I remember. Yeah,
So it was like so I'm only saying that because there's been times where you were just like, you looked at me, you was like, don't worry about it. We were young, really. You didn't know really what to do and say. And
hmm
me, I'm just confused as hell as a kid going, why is this person calling me a bum? You and we're all three brothers. Like my name is George. But I'm giving you your flowers because it's one of those things that it helped me along the way because you never saw me that way. You showed me nothing but love and respect. And those are the things that like Beasley probably didn't have in his life, right?
yeah,
Somebody, because it seemed like he looked up to his uncle, even though he didn't really talk about it.
yeah,
But
yeah,
he kept saying his uncle went to jail, almost like that was my guy.
yeah, yeah,
I was there by myself, right? So I give you your flowers because you were in a way a distraction. It's not like you saw me that way. It's not like you listened and whatever they said about me, you went with it. You know what I mean? So even without saying words, just being around is a positive thing, to me. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Sometimes you can say a lot by not saying much.
yeah.
And
No,
sometimes you can say a lot by saying little.
no,
So
absolutely. No, I
I'll give you
appreciate it.
I'll give you
Yeah,
your flowers for that. You know what I mean?
no, I appreciate it.
So and yeah, let's push it forward, man. But yeah, that was a good podcast by the Pivot. I think it was one of my favorite just because a lot of the things he was saying hit home for me. I actually got emotional listening to it because a lot of those things, man, I felt them as a kid. A lot of people doubted me. Probably still do till this day. And for me, I love it because it's a fuel to my fire. That's just how I take things. But
Yeah,
some people don't. Some people can't. Some people
yeah,
don't
man. I
think
mean,
that way.
it's just, I
So
mean, not to turn it into like, a downer, but it's important stuff, right? It's like you got to be
yeah,
careful.
that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to, be a downer, but like,
Yeah, no, but it's a good point, right?
yeah, it's a conversation sometimes you gotta have instead of holding it in. Like you said, put it in the back of your head and just let it pile up and somehow, some way, somehow and explode. Maybe not in a good way, you know?
Yeah. No, I think people should just be aware, especially when dealing with kids, but just in people in general, is like the things you say to people matter, right? You can just think of something positive that somebody told you that stuck with you forever.
Right.
Like you're an adult now, someone told you as a kid, and that person told you that probably didn't even remember that.
Yeah.
The effect negatively and positively that we have on people that look up to us or people that are around us, we don't know. A lot of things go on that we don't say to one another, especially when it comes to family members and stuff like that. And again, this is what happens why people grieve so much when a loved one is lost. Not only because you're sad because you're losing them,
Right.
but also you feel like there's so much unsaid that you felt like you should have said. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and on the same note, it could be little things. You could say something by accident. You could have a bad day and you say the wrong thing to your kid or to a kid or to your niece or to your nephew or anybody. And then you could affect them in such a negative way. So you always got to be careful. You know what I mean? You
True.
always got to be careful on how you're treating people. Just treat people nice. Be there for other people. And then you'll see how that love gets reciprocated like 10 times more.
True.
It doesn't come back to you equal. It comes back to you 10 times more. Show some compassion and you get way more back.
Yeah. I think we need a little bit of that in our lives well, the world needs it, to be honest. I think we all do. And shout outs to Mr. Caesar in the chat. He said he remembers the chain.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, man. Yeah, hey, the chain was a symbol, man. It was
Yeah.
a geo
I
symbol at one point.
I had it. So you want a story time? I'll give you a story time, right? I'll give you a story
Tell
time.
it, tell it.
So one, the dog chain, right? A lot of my family members, they think because I listen to DMX, love DMX. It was just straight up like there's nobody like him to me in that kind of way, in that gritty. Just the raps were simple, but they meant a lot. There was a lot of
Right,
emotion, a lot of power behind it. But before the album came out in '97, I had a dog that died. He got in a fight with a raccoon and died, and he had the chain. And I wore the chain as a like a memory for the dog. And I actually
Yeah.
liked it. I was like, this is actually pretty cool. And then like a little bit later, 6 months later, DMX comes out. And then I see he's wearing a chain. I didn't even know it was a dog chain, honestly, because I didn't know
Yeah.
who he was. And then somebody's like, oh, you wear like, DMX. And I saw the video and I was like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? So not only did I like his music, that too. But
Okay.
what was I'm trying to think of what my point of it all was. I
No, you
got
were just giving a story about the whole chain thing, how it came about and all that. So
Yeah. So okay, there you go. Thank you. So the reason why I stopped is because I joined the military, right? And it was considered an eccentric item. So in the Marines, you cannot wear that kind of stuff. I got in trouble for the first 2 years all the time wearing it.
which means what? Like earrings and stuff like
Yeah,
that?
you can't have earrings. Like you can have a chain, but it has to be simple chain with a cross. Like it can't be too crazy. You can't have a thick chain, right?
Gotcha.
It was a dumb rule, and I fought it as much as I possibly can, and then I put it away. You know what I'm saying? I recently found it. That's why I was wearing it on episode 4. I think I was wearing it on episode 4.
I didn't even notice.
Go check it out.
Oh man, I didn't notice it, dude.
Yeah, I got my confident apparel when I had the blue cap. Episode 4 or
So
5, maybe one of the
episode,
5.
episode 4 or 5 was basically a throwback, and I didn't even realize it, man.
Yeah, yeah. So I
I would
still
have.
wear it.
I got mine. I would have wore it. I mean, I didn't get the memo, man.
No, it's great. I like it.
I didn't know it was a throwback Friday. But
No, it's I was actually tempted when you asked me about the story. There was a story about that too, but we'll save that for another day. Maybe somebody will ask about it, and I'll tell about the infamous night with my chain.
does it go this way, just like the nunchucks?
Kind
Because
of,
because I feel like this is
kind
your
of.
move, man. Anything that can just it
No,
can go this way and grab with the other hand, man.
no, I
You're
was like, it's like Indiana Jones. Not playing.
more like Chuck Norris,
It
man.
makes it seem like I'm such a I'm not a well,
Well, I don't want to say you're violent, but I'm just saying when it comes to it, I mean, you can get to it.
I'm not afraid of no smoke. I'm just
Yeah,
saying, you know.
I,
But
I
other than
got you,
that,
man. All right, let's go to the best quarterback in the NFL real quick, man. This
yeah,
guy, Baker Mayflower over here. Apparently, the Cleveland Browns is actually I don't know if it was Thursday. And it was all over Twitter. The Cleveland Browns went to Houston to talk to Deshaun Watson or have
yeah,
an interview. And then a couple hours later, Baker put out a tweet saying thanks to the fans and we appreciate it. And everybody's like, wait, what's happening here, right?
yeah.
Um, I think the team is doing what they're supposed to do is look for talent. Um, the way I think Baker found out is on Twitter. So that's when he made up his mind, like,
Yeah,
hey, appreciate y'all. I think I'm out of here, man.
yeah.
Now, do you think the Browns did him dirty, man? Just by
I
like not even sitting him down and telling him, hey, we're looking elsewhere. We're looking for another player.
this
You think they
sounds
did him dirty?
this sounds very similar to Kim Kardashian, Kanye West, and Pete Davidson.
Oh,
So in this
bro.
case, Baker Mayfield is Kanye, and Deshaun's like, "Hey, I'm in bed with your team."
That's kind of true, though. That's
It's
kind
the
of true.
same thing, right? Except
It
in this
is.
case, the team is really wrong. Yeah, they probably should have told him, but he knew something was up because he's not that great. I'm just gonna put it that way. You know what I'm saying? And Deshaun is that
Hmm.
guy. And I don't know how massage parlors do in Cleveland,
Come
but
on,
I'm pretty
man.
sure.
Come
I'm
on, man.
sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Um, but yeah, it's
Way too
truth.
soon.
Is it though?
But there's a little bit of truth, but
Years ago, it was
listen, man.
pre-COVID.
Jesus, man. Listen, I think I would make that trade any day if Watson's
A
available.
hundred, a
I'm
hundred
sorry.
percent, absolutely.
As soon as
But
the team let go of the two best receivers, you think they're gonna build around you? You think the problem was the receivers? I actually think the problem was Baker Mayflower.
absolutely,
I don't think it was the. I don't think. Look, they have probably one of the best offensive line in football. Watson was running for dear life in Houston.
Yeah.
You give that man some time and a decent wide receiver like Cooper,
Yeah.
that team's going to be good. Way better than I would say with Baker.
Yeah. That
Did the
division's
team
gonna be
do
crazy.
him dirty? I don't think the team did him dirty because it's the team's best interest to get um a quarterback, right? Listen, every team in this league, if you have a quarterback, you have a chance. If you don't have a quarterback, you don't have a standing chance in the NFL because
No,
defense not going to get it
that's just the
done.
way the game goes now. Yeah. They
Yeah,
protected, the quarterbacks are protected. You could play until you're 60, like Tom Brady, which is back. He's back, boys and girls. He's back.
but he never left. He
I mean,
never
he left
left,
he left for a month.
bro.
He left.
Who believed that he retired, dude?
Everybody did. I
I
did.
didn't. That dude
So
went
you believed he
home.
was coming back?
No, I believe he never retired.
He went home. Giselle gave him the honey-do list, and he's like, "Hey, uh, Gronk, you coming back?" He's calling the O line, and they're like, "What's up?" And he's like, I'd rather
That's
throw
true though. That
footballs
home
and
life
throw
probably got
trash
to him.
bags."
The home life, I think, really
No,
probably
but
did get to him.
no, I think this is what happened, but not to you know, it's juicier information than the Baker thing. I'm not surprised with that, but we'll come back
Yeah,
to that, I guess. But what happened was after a season, the season's tough. It wears on them, right?
yeah,
And after a loss, or even when the season's over, you're exhausted, you're depleted. And then I think it was leaked also. Like he may
right,
have been thinking about it, and then that leakage of them leaking, saying that he was going to retire, kind of
right.
forced his hand a little bit. And then
Mhm.
after a month, he's sitting there like taking out the trash and cooking breakfast, and he's like, "No,
I mean,
I
it
don't
might
think."
have been on his mind, but when they leaked it, he didn't like that. He's probably
Oh
like,
yeah, and that's
man,
messed up too because he's earned a better way to tell everybody than it being leaked.
yeah. I can
So
see him
some
taking out the trash and he threw it. He was like, man, I still got it, man. I don't know about this, man.
Yeah,
So,
his stats were there. Like he's good. I mean,
all right. Well, since you were talking about Brady, what do you think? What do you think is happening with Aaron Rodgers right now, especially with Vontae going to Green Bay? Um, Let me ask you a question. Do you think he was going to win a Super Bowl when Vontae was there? And how do you feel now after Vontae left?
Um, I'd say that they had a chance because the NFC is not that strong, especially when Brady left. There's really not much left in the NFC, so there's definitely a chance for him to make it to the NFC Championship and even further up. Right? I know there's a couple of teams that people who have favorites in the NFC will say Cardinals or the Niners or whoever, right?
Mhm.
But for the most part, Green Bay would have been the front runner. I argue. Let me see. Yeah, I would say so. And then, but
Yeah.
the AFC, where all the beasts are. Look at the AFC North with the Ravens, the Browns, the Bengals, and the Steelers just need a quarterback and a couple of pieces, but they're in contention, right? If they got that piece in. And then
Mhm.
the AFC West, the Chiefs, Chargers, and all that craziness that's going on with this.
No, they
Like,
they are FC North. FC North.
yeah, there's
Chargers, Raiders,
yeah. If you
Broncos.
if you would have, if I would argue that if you pick the top 10 teams in the NFL, 7 of them are AFC, easy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
how do you
So
feel his chances are without
I
his
I I, I
number
don't
one
think.
receiver in the NFL?
Who does he? No, unless there's some unless there's some drastic change, and I don't know who's on the market, big receiver name wise.
Julio, but he's over the hump a little bit. Julio's out
Yeah,
there.
it's,
Juju just got signed by the Chiefs, which I think is a good sign.
I
Juju,
I know,
you're
I know.
ready for
He
that
fits.
Madden update.
We lost Tyron Matthew though,
Yeah, that's
so
a big deal.
yeah,
But yeah, I don't. So here's the thing with me and Green Bay Packers, man. Like the way the way Rogers is, man. He was all about, oh, this is the best receiver in the NFL. They got this rapport. They click. They're one of the best combo in the NFL, hands down, right?
yeah,
And then it's being reported that he left. They didn't even talk. I figured he would go in there and go, hey, because we thought Rogers was leaving.
yeah.
People thought this was it for him, right? They were thinking he's going to the Broncos. He's going somewhere else. He's done with Green Bay. And all of a sudden, he signs this huge deal for $200 million. And I figured he would tell the team, I'm not staying unless my guy is staying. You don't sign him, I'm not signing, right?
Yeah.
But apparently, he already knew that Adams was leaving and signs a big contract. To me, he just said, if he's leaving, I'm going to take a little bit of his money, put it on mine, dump it. I need 200 million. That's the way I see it. You didn't even fight for him to stay. So to me, it's like he's like, I don't care about winning anymore. I'm going to make this money. I really truly see it that way. How do you not fight for your number one receiver, the best receiver in the NFL? You don't fight for him? Not that he has to, but like you're the quarterback, you're the guy. If you say something, they will listen.
Right.
It and he just apparently they don't even speak. I'm like, you know what? I can't be I'm not mad at Adams for saying, "Hey, I'm not going to play if you guys give me a franchise tag." And I was like, "Oh my god, why wouldn't you?" But you know what? That's his life. That's his business. And because he said that, he ended up getting 28 million a year for the next 5.
Mhm.
I'm happy that he said, you know what? I don't care if that was the Patriots. Get that money, bro, because you could have played on that tag, break your ankles or something with your knee. There goes your kids being comfortable in life. So
Yeah.
but I thought that was weird that Rogers didn't even vouch for him, not even a bit. That's weird to me, dude. It almost feel like he wanted that money, that a little bit of maybe Rogers got $20 million extra that would have went to Vontae. He's like, oh, he's leaving. I'll sign if you give me that extra 20. I really
My
do,
look, I don't
man.
I don't know if I don't have enough information really from that like situation. I know you said you heard this and heard that, but like I
Yeah,
don't one, we don't know how close the two of them are, Aaron Rodgers and
yeah.
what's his
They,
name?
they didn't speak at all. That's crazy.
Whatever
That's
the source
telling.
is, yeah, if the source is accurate and says that, that's not it wouldn't be the first time a receiver and
Yeah,
and a quarterback just it was business and not personal. Like, and I don't know if that's true. I don't want to add to it, so I don't know. But I do know this. I knew that Rodgers' big issue last year was that he wasn't part of the front office to
hmm
in at least like, hey, we're looking to get rid of your best receiver, or we're looking to bring in your replacement, right? And
yeah,
that's what made him mad. So if the Green Bay Packers organization is living up to, kind of like working um, with Aaron and
mm,
telling him and involving him, then he definitely would have had to have known. If they're sticking to that, they would have said,
right,
"Hey, either we pay you or we pay your receiver, or we can't pay him, or we didn't come to a negotiation because it may be outside of Aaron Rodgers' hands. Aaron Rodgers is like, I want him, but guess what? Aaron Rodgers doesn't control the money. He only has so much power. So what if they could only pay one of them? They couldn't pay them both, and it could be something where Aaron was like, you're gonna give me my 200. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not budging. And so you
yeah,
don't know what could have. So it's a lot unless it comes out, and someone that they go on a show and he goes on his Pat McAfee show and he tells all the details. Like, yeah, me and friggin' homeboy didn't get along, and also it was either him or me, which he wouldn't do because he would sound like a bad guy. But
yeah,
there's more to it. Like, they always say it's a business, so there's more
right.
to it than the hearsay.
Yeah, I don't blame him. That man is rich. I don't blame him. He's rich.
Yeah,
Two
they're all
hundred
rich.
million. The man is rich. So
Mhm.
what do I care about the next guy? I mean, if you're getting 200, you think at this point he even cares
Yeah, but do
about a
you think
Super
the
Bowl?
money? Do you think? Yeah, that's my question. Do you think the money is worth him putting his body in the line for the next what? Was it 4 years, 5 years,
Isn't
and
it worth
losing?
it to you? For 200 million, your
I
kids,
don't.
kids,
So
kids, kids,
okay.
kids,
So
kids.
you're hold on. So you're asking somebody that has $0 million to make a decision that somebody that has millions of dollars is
I
making.
mean,
That doesn't equate. I can't. I would say yes all day. I'd be like, oh, you want to tackle me in the street with no pads?
apparently he said
I'm saying
okay too though. He signed.
no.
You
I
know
don't
what I'm
know.
saying?
We don't know the answer. We can only speculate, right?
Right. But I'm saying though, like to me, it just looked like the guy wanted the money. I'm not mad at that. Take the money, bro. Like you said, it's a business, and I don't get mad at players who take the money. Look, I forgot his name, but what's his name? It's something Turner. He plays in the NBA. Oh, he played last year was his last year. He's an assistant coach somewhere in the NBA, but it's something Turner. That man got paid $67 million and averaged 4 points a game.
Mm.
I'm like, get your money.
No, I get it.
And fans were upset. It's like, how can we pay this dude $67 million? He's only averaging 4 points. I'm like, that ain't my team. Get that money. So yeah,
No, absolutely. I agree, but we don't know
yeah,
the details of it. So to answer your question, I don't think he's going to win another
yeah,
championship. It's getting too crazy. The young receivers in the
yeah,
AFC are getting nuts. You got more people coming into the NFL. Like,
yeah.
I
Yeah, I
just
don't
don't
think he's gonna win another one, man. So I'm gonna tell you right now, a lot of the people who say he's better than Brady, I don't know about that, man. We could discuss it, but
I mean,
stop.
athletically, he's better than Brady. He can move around the pocket better. He can extend a play better than Brady. But Brady does this other stuff. He does
Yeah,
everything pre-snap, and he knows
yeah.
exactly what he's going to do. He knows the backup and the third backup. You know what I mean? Like,
We all have
that's
our
the difference,
strengths,
right?
So yeah, when you say athletically, I mean, I can beat Brady in a race. I mean, who can't beat Brady in a race?
Look,
You
that man's
know,
6 foot
Brady's
5,
not gonna.
200 some pounds. He's not.
Yeah, he's not gonna throw the ball off his back foot. He's not gonna throw the ball, jump and throw. Like, yeah, he's not gonna underhand it and make it cute.
Yeah,
But the man's still one of the best players to ever play the game. So
he's proficient, man. That's
yeah, I don't know. I think Baker Mayflower may win one before Rogers wins another one.
so bringing it back around full circle, right?
Yep,
Where's Baker going? Do we know
he's
yet?
going to the Colts. He's going to the Colts.
You think he's going to the Colts?
Yes, he's going to the Colts
I can see the
because the
Colts.
Colts just traded their player to which is
Wentz went to the Redskins.
Commandos. I don't know where that
Oh
came from.
yeah,
But
yeah, the Commanders.
I
Yeah.
thought he got
Not even
traded
the
to a
Redskins. Not even. It's like I'm 2 names back at this point.
when I saw that, I was like, wait, did he get traded to a Canadian team or a Canadian league? I was trying to figure it out. I was like, who's the
Oh, because it
Commandos?
said Commander. Yeah.
It didn't say Washington. It just said Commanders. I'm like, wait a second.
Yep.
He went to Canada.
He went to Canada. He went to Canada.
I didn't know Washington changed their name apparently when the year was over. I didn't know that.
Oh, they changed it like a month ago.
I
3 weeks
did not know
ago.
that.
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
nothing for me to
they were in
look
the
up.
process. They were in the process of changing it for a long time. This is
Yeah.
you know.
I get it. The commander is like the commander in chief is out there. And yeah, I get it. But I was like, wait, you can trade to Canada teams? Like commandos?
That's how that's how bad he was. They sent him to Canada.
I just left it on. I was like, I'm not gonna look this up. I was like, okay, he's gonna be playing
Wentz is in
in
Canada now.
hey, I was like, he's gonna be playing over there in Ottawa somewhere. Good for him. I was like, I don't know what league is out
Hey,
there, but I
Doug
know they
Flutie
have
did
one.
it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Cunningham did
like.
it.
I said, good for him, man. He's gonna be in Ottawa, number
Oh,
2 in
man.
Ottawa. But anyways, man, just to keep it with the football team before we get out of here, man. Listen,
Yeah.
this is gonna be a fun season when it comes to the AFC North with Raiders, Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs, and then Chiefs making a move today with Juju. I think Juju is caca, but
Yeah.
I really think Juju is caca. I think Juju is overrated because Brown was getting
You think
double
so?
teamed. Oh, bro, Brown was getting double teamed so
No,
much.
but
Juju's
he's
like this.
no, I agree. I agree that a lot of his success came from him being the number 2 to Antonio Brown, right?
Yeah, man.
Um, and I think we got a comment in there. Devontae hit up a comment about the Carson Wentz, which is which is accurate. Um, yeah, I make fun of him and Jimmy Garoppolo quite often about being unavailable, because they're always hurt. I agree. You know what I'm saying? But
Hey, man, listen, you can't get hurt in Canada. There's a lot of snow. It's fluffy. When you get tackled, it's right.
did you say can or can't?
No, I said he can't get hurt in Canada. There's a lot of fluffy snow in Canada
Yeah,
because I still think that's where he went.
you could slip and fall though,
That's
right?
true.
Yeah, it happens a lot. But back to it, the AFC. This is what happens when you have such a dominant player or such a dominant team that the other teams are like, we got to do something, right? Because and we're talking about the Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes, them owning that division, even though this year was a very competitive one because
Right.
everyone kind of has the quarterback. Well, now because Broncos got Wilson, but like Broncos was the only one that didn't have a quarterback settled. Everyone else has a really good quarterback. Carr with the Raiders can be, but he's good. It's just getting everything.
Yeah.
It's the organization needs to tighten up.
Right.
But both the Chargers and the Raiders went and got tough on the D line
Defense,
and
man.
defense in general.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Raiders now have Crosby on one side, and they got they got Chandler Jones on the
Chandler
right.
Jones.
Yeah, and then you got the Chargers. Of course, they got Joey Bosa, and now they got freaking Khalil Mack. Are you kidding me?
And J.C. Jackson.
And then J.C. Jackson on the right. So Mahomes now has to drop back 72 yards and throw to the left.
See, I felt bad for Carr because I was like, oh my God, Chiefs is the Chiefs, right? I'm like, Chiefs got who they got already, right?
Hmm?
And then I said, whoa, Broncos with this move. They got young receivers. The defense is, well, I think third in the league last 9 games of the season. And these are young defensive players. I'm like, man, what is the Raiders going to do? I like Carr. It's got a nice tight end. It's got a good
Does he?
running back. And then you add these guys. Now I'm like, I started thinking about the Chiefs. I'm like, yo, they got to do something. And then today they get Juju. I'm like, bro.
Yep.
Um,
And
I don't
I
know. I
think
think Juju's a good pickup though. It's a good pickup.
they need a possession guy, even though like
Yeah.
what's his Tyreek Hill can do everything. Everything. He can do everything. There's nothing he can do.
I forgot
And
about him.
so but he's the number one. He's gonna get triple covered. And you got Kelsey, it's a problem. And then when you have somebody that can just fit in the pocket, do a clean route, catch the ball, like he does all that stuff really good, he can
Yeah.
do what he was doing for the
With
Steelers
Brown.
when Brown was there.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm thinking too. Yeah.
And then he's gonna bring that flashy. They're gonna be all super flashy now because Tyreek is still the cheetah. Like they're turning into like the Bills or the Cowboys of the 90s. Like they got all this talent everywhere. Because Kelsey just be out there dancing. Mahomes is throwing no look passes. You know what I mean? Like and then now you can add Juju. They're gonna TikTok it up. Juju's gonna TikTok with Mahomes' brother and his wife. They're gonna
Man,
TikTok.
it's gonna be a Fortnite Saturday every night before the game.
I know the old Chiefs fans. They're shaking their heads, going, "God damn
Oh
it!"
man. But it's a good pickup. I know I said Juju's caca, but it's a good pickup.
He's a
It's
good addition to that
yeah.
because you still got Mecole Hardman,
Yeah.
right? So it's like damn,
Yeah.
you need a big
No,
body that can open up the field on the other side. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
they're a good team and well coached as well. And they got a good offensive coordinator as well. And speaking of offensive coordinators, I never understood the guy that just got the job with Houston. He was the offensive coordinator for San
Was it
Francisco.
Lovey? Was it Lovey Smith? Is it Lovey Smith?
No. Lovie Smith was the coach last year, but the guy,
I'm trying to.
the one
Yeah, I
that
know.
said he's black, because
Yeah.
that's a whole nother conversation. But he was the offensive coordinator for San Francisco. But I thought Shanahan was the offensive coordinator. I get confused with this. Like, who's the offensive coordinator? Like, I don't understand. 2 people got a job. One got a job from the one guy. Oh, I can't remember his name. I'm sorry, but the new coach for the Vikings just got a job, a head coaching job. Last year, he was the offensive coordinator for the Rams. I thought the young dude was the offensive coordinator for the Rams.
Yeah,
I don't understand that. How does that work? You know who I'm talking about, right? The coach for the Rams. He's the offensive coordinator.
yeah. McVay.
McVay. He calls a
Yeah.
call. So how
Yeah,
does
but they
this
still have an
guy?
OC. They still have an OC. He may call the calls, but the OC still, controls all the other
But
stuff of
he's
the team.
but he's
Gets the
calling the
packages ready.
calls.
Some
It's
coaches call
confusing
calls.
to me.
Some coaches call the defense. Some coaches call the offense. Some coaches call both.
I don't know.
And they still have an offensive coordinator. It's like having an assistant to help you run your stuff.
And their title is offensive coordinator, and they get paid.
They're still
per
coordinating the
title.
offense. They're just not calling the plays. You can coordinate without call. It's just,
That's just weird to me, man. I was looking at that the other day. I was like, wait, I thought McVay and Shanahan, the young great minds is what they call them, and then these two guys get a job and they're the offensive coordinator. I was like, wait,
Nah,
how?
it'll be too
Okay,
much. I mean, I would assume because I'm not a coach in the NFL, but I assume it's too much for the head coach to be the offensive coordinator and
okay,
coach without having an offensive coordinator. You know what I'm saying? The offensive coordinator does all the bulk work, and he just kind of like he's a little bit more hands on and maybe
yeah.
calls the plays. You know,
I
like
personally don't like.
Belichick's the GM and the coach.
Yeah, I personally don't like coach being offensive coordinator or defense coordinator because I want my coach to focus on the team and make those
I agree. Yeah,
decisions. But
yeah.
you know,
He needs to oversee all that stuff, but
I don't know, I just thought it was weird, man. But that's I never understood that. I was like, wait, I thought these guys were getting paid because they're young and they're genius, and all of a sudden there's a guy that's offensive coordinator. I'm like, what? And they don't call plays, and they're getting jobs, and that was so confusing to me. Anyways, I'm sorry with a little pause. It's just that I'm looking at Deshaun Brown is actually that's a Deshaun Brown. Jesus, Deshaun Watson is a Brown. It's official. I'm just looking at it on my
John
phone.
Brown.
That's
Yep, there he is.
Deshaun Brown.
Is he shirtless in this in the you know how Baker Mayfield has like the commercials at the
Oh
stadium's his
man.
house? It's just
Oh
Deshaun
man.
sitting at the
Yo.
50-yard line, shirtless with the
So
masseuse. Sorry.
what if Progressive says, "Hey, Deshaun, we need you for one commercial."
Oh man, he's like, hey,
Whose house? Whose house?
I
Bro.
mean,
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. He's gonna continue doing this commercial. He's good at it though. He's
yeah,
funny at it, to be honest with you.
he's really good. That's the best. That's his niche. Do commercials, do TV, do acting
He,
because you can do
he's
it.
better at that than being a quarterback. I'm gonna be
Yep,
honest with you.
yep. He's way
But
more accurate. I'll tell you that.
whoa.
Uh,
All right.
He'll be all right. He got millions. He's okay. He's gonna get a job. He's gonna go to what the Colts, like you said, and they're gonna like
Oh, he's
it's
fine.
right next door. Colts is right next door.
Yeah. He's
He can
very,
he
very
can keep
emotional
his
player,
house.
man.
He can. But here, I'm glad you said that. That's the thing too. I believe that when a player is so emotional, they rely on that emotion to perform. But
Hmm.
at the same time, emotions go up and down. You could be great, you could be good, you could be bad. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
cerebral players are always going to be locked in. Granted, is it sometimes good to be emotional, right? Like someone tackles your quarterback the wrong way, and all of a sudden you get, the O line gets angry and they start
Right.
running over you know what I mean? Like emotions is great to get you over the edge, but if you rely on emotion 24/7 in this particular situation, especially as a quarterback, you get you throw two bad plays, right? Or you're down. That emotion can be a hindrance. It's a
Right.
disadvantage. As opposed to someone cerebral, all right, it happens. We can make a couple plays, make it happen. You know what I'm saying? Is the better way
Yeah.
to do it. And I think
I
he is a
agree.
very emotional player. And I think when you're not playing well and you haven't been playing well, that's not good. You could tell because he got. Yeah, I agree, Steve. I don't know. I don't think he's done. I don't think he's done.
I will say this, Joe. Mayflower tweeted
Why are we
a
calling
month
me?
a month ago. You know what he said? Taking a break,
Yeah,
getting
no,
off social media.
that's what I was getting at. It's like those emotional type people because it's getting to him.
Yeah, yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Do you think Peyton Manning is gonna be taking a break from he's barely on it
yeah.
because he ain't got time for that. Because that's like that social media stuff that you're in. You want likes and you want this. And if it's affecting you negatively, you needed it positive too.
Yeah, that's too much. But a month ago, I'm taking a break, and then last night or the day before, as soon
He had
as
to
they,
come back. He had to come
man, he
back.
was on there like, "Yo, thank you, I love you guys," and I'm like,
He just doesn't know. That was a break. He took a break, a month. It
it was a
was
month
a
break,
break.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was more like he took a month for Lent or something. It was Lent.
Hey, a break is a break.
But anyways, man, I don't know if there's anything else you want to add to the conversation, but that's pretty much it until we come back next week and do it again.
Uh,
Um,
no, I mean we're at an hour and a half. I think that's pretty good. I mean, I can keep it moving anytime, but you know what I mean. But
yeah, that's
yeah,
true. Because I think Gio's he can't wait to get on that game. He's having a blast playing, but we could definitely
Elden
talk
Ring.
about it.
We can
Yeah,
talk about it right now.
yeah.
If people want to hear about it, we talk about it right now, or we could
I
save it.
mean,
But it's hot right now. It's 10 of 10.
listen. Let me
When was the
let
last time a game got 10 of 10?
Yeah, let me tell you something. I'll tell you. I'll tell you your experience in like a minute. The podcast don't have to go any longer.
Your
Two
experience,
hours
like,
of playing, death. 2 hours of playing, death. 2 hours of playing, death. Like
yeah, but that one time you succeed, it feels
he said that
so
one
good.
time. That
So
one.
good.
What's the one time when you got out of that castle in the beginning and you saw everything? You're like, I
No, it's
made it.
like that boss that you've been fighting for an hour and a half, and then 45 minutes in, you almost beat him.
Oh
And then you spend another hour and a half playing, and you finally beat him, and you're just like, you just the the struggle is so real that the little accomplishments, or just beating a boss, that's great.
yeah. I mean, just that sound that it makes when you beat a boss sounds amazing to me.
Yeah, and for those, again, I don't know if we're fully into the conversation or we're just wrapping it up, but like the game is so hard, they don't tell you anything, and you got to read. So if you don't
True.
read, if you don't read and you just like swiping stuff and grabbing stuff and just moving on, you're not gonna know anything. You'll spend 2 hours and not accomplish anything.
So is that what you like about the game? The difficulty of it and the
Yeah,
satisfaction that you get from, beating a boss when you die like 80 times and it took you 3 hours or maybe 2 days.
yeah.
Um, is that what it, so it's to me, it's like, like back in the day when you took those batteries, what is it? Those D batteries, and you put them on your tongue.
Hmm.
That's what this game is. It's like, I don't
Torture.
like it, but I gotta keep doing it. I gotta
Wait,
keep doing it.
you
So,
like doing you do that over
oh
and over
yeah,
again?
oh I did it,
What's wrong with
bro.
you? Why?
You did. I'm the only one.
I'm not saying I haven't done it, but I wasn't like, "Ooh, yeah, do it again." No, I wasn't doing that.
I was like, oh my god, oh
What's
my
wrong with
god.
you?
Yeah, it was one of those things.
But
But that's the game to me. You die. It's frustrating. You get pissed. But you
yeah,
know
but you're
what?
further along than I am.
Yeah, because I just said, you know what?
You
This
like the
game's not gonna.
battery on the tongue.
It's just. I'm like, this thing is not gonna defeat me. Not today.
Oh
So,
man.
but you're right though. Once you get over a hump a little bit, it feels so good. And then now you're like, okay, this is a new area. It's a new challenge.
Yeah.
Once you do that, it just now you want more. Now you go from a double A battery. I want the car battery. I want,
Yeah. No, the
but
game's
I
really
don't know.
good. It's a beautiful
Yeah.
game. It doesn't hold your hand. It allows you to do
Yeah.
all kinds of stuff. It's challenging. Death is you get punished, but you lose everything that you had essentially that isn't locked in your whatever inventory. But the money you lose if you don't go back and get it. It's a beautiful game. It's great.
And the messed up thing is where you lost it. Like you're like, oh my god, I gotta go there again to go get it.
You know where you lost it? You lost
Oh,
it next to a huge creature that killed you. Now you got to go get it. Good luck.
I'm like, bro,
Grab and go. Grab and go.
I gotta go get this 20K next to this guy that just killed me with one hit. It's like, do I want to go through this again? And I think that's
Hey,
the beauty of it,
you
though,
can call
man.
a friend. You know what I mean? Call a friend and friend will help you, man.
We have to do that. Um, I don't mind it. It's just that,
And
like,
they make it hard to co-op too. You gotta summon, you gotta put a finger in the ground. They got memes on it now. You know what I mean?
yeah,
It's already becoming a thing. It's an instant
it,
classic.
it is, and especially a game of this. Like, I don't play this genre.
Me
Like,
neither.
I don't play this type of game. But for some reason, I just can't stop playing the damn game, man. I'm like, what is it? So the other day, I grinded for 2 hours. When I say grind, I mean I didn't do anything but repeat the same thing for 2 hours just to upgrade one little thing. And it felt great just doing that.
Just to get that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the game is
Hey,
amazing, man.
there's an update. There's a patch update. So a lot of the stuff that you thought were OP, not anymore.
Yeah, I saw the update. I saw some cool stuff. Listen, just finding the map to me is a challenge. Like when I find a map, I'm like, woo, got another map.
Do you know there's a
Just
secret? Does you know there's a secret? If you look in an area of the map that's like grayed out that you don't have it, there's a little altar on the gray map. You can
that's
go to
the
the altar.
map.
That's where it's at. Yeah,
Oh,
just go get
that's
it.
all I look for.
Okay. I went around
But
and grabbed all of them, or the ones that
but
I can
there's
go.
one area, it's covered by it's not brown,
Death.
it's
It's
just
covered by death.
death is 100%. And then there's this area, it's just basically it's just clouds. So you can't see anything. So I'm like,
Yeah, you can't see
oh my
structures. You can't
god.
see whatever.
Yeah. So now I'm in that area and It's like it's a challenge looking for a map right now. So
Bro, I came across a boss that looked like a tree trunk with a weapon, and he killed me in one shot. And I was like how?
yeah.
Why?
Yeah, Savant said I played one Dark Souls game, accidentally hit an NPC, and he kept killing me. Never picked up a Dark Soul game again. Listen, man, this is Dark Soul
Yeah,
basically
you
because
can
it's the
kill
same company.
NPCs. You can kill
Yeah.
NPCs. It's crazy. And then you have to. I found out. I saw you can ask for forgiveness, and then the NPC comes back to life.
Wait, why would I want to do that?
Because if you kill a merchant,
Well, I've done that by accident.
yes, you can ask for forgiveness.
Ah,
That's
see,
just
I
kind
didn't
of how
know
that
that.
works. Yeah, there's a lot of things that nobody like. It's like everyone knows a little bit, and they learn it by accident for the most part, and then the community shares. This is the type of game where YouTube is important,
I'm trying not to do the YouTube route though, just for a little bit of
bro.
challenge.
I got you. It's not like Madden when you're trying to find the new glitch blitz, right? Which I don't do. I don't like.
Yeah.
I do my own thing, but this game, you need it. You need help.
By the way, I watched Geo stream the game. I was so frustrated. Like I
So was
was
I.
yelling at the
So was
TV.
I. So was I.
Geo was trying to call a horse. He would press start, go to the ring, click A to use. Like
I
I'm not
did not know how to quick slot it.
no, but I'm not trying to talk trash because I went through it. That's why I was just like, bro, let me help you. Typing in the chat. Because but like you said, that's when YouTube kind of comes in handy. Something simple as putting that is in one of your slots to call your horse.
Yeah. Did you know a lot of people don't know holding down B makes you run? They've been walking everywhere.
Oh, see, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But
See,
that's the way
now,
this game is. The
yeah,
game just, it's like, here's the game. Have at it. Go learn some stuff. Don't touch, did anyone tell you don't touch the stove? You're going to touch the stove and die once and you probably won't touch it again.
true.
You know what
I
I mean?
also I watched my buddy play, my buddy Rick, he was broadcasting, and I'm like, yo, what part of the map are you at right now? He goes, oh, I started like 10 minutes ago. I said, wait, show me in the map where you are. And then he showed it to me. Uh Last night, I finally did the tutorial where you're supposed to go. I'm like, wait a second. He goes, bro, this is in the beginning. I was like, I went the other way. So
You
I
just
went,
started and took off.
I
Yeah.
took off and I'm trying to figure everything out. So I went to the beginning and where he was, I got the tutorial.
You want to hear something?
I'm level 92. I
I
just
haven't,
got the tutorial.
I haven't even done it yet.
Okay, so I'm not the only one then, right?
I haven't done. No. Anyone who doesn't know how to run or doesn't know how to quick slot the horse hasn't done the tutorial. They just started hacking stuff. They're like, "Ooh, there's a deer. Let me go kill it." That's what they did.
It was funny though, because
That's
I
why you
guess
got to read. You got to read.
yeah, that's true, man. I started playing. It's a bad idea too, because it was like 11 o'clock, and I was in a party with you, and and I'm like, I don't know where I am. I'm just gonna go out this door, and I went out the door and went right, and that's
Mhm.
that's where I am now. Well, eventually, I actually did so much. I'm level 92. I'm just doing the tutorial,
I'm
and to me, that's
52.
so cool though, man, because it's like I missed all that in the beginning. Because today I killed the cat boss. He was like, "Oh, did you beat the cat boss? It's in the
Oh,
beginning."
yeah, yeah.
I was like,
I haven't
"What
even seen
cat?"
him yet. I've seen him on YouTube. That's it.
Yeah, I'm like, "Look, I don't even like cats. I would remember if I saw a cat."
Yeah.
And I finally beat the cat. Yesterday I beat the cat, and I was like, I hit him twice and killed him because I'm level 92.
Yo, the grind in this game is so real. I paid my son $20 to farm for me. Yep.
I can't believe you really did that.
Look, man, I got tired of doing the. Yo, man, it's a lot of work.
Listen, man, we'll
That's why you
co-op.
have kids. A real parent would have made his kid do it without paying him, but at least I paid him.
That's true though.
Yeah.
You should have Baker Mayflower your son. Like, look, you ain't getting paid until you know what I'm saying, about to get Watson in here, man. Hey, man,
uh,
I don't know. We can co-op. We can co-op and play it, but I think the game is good, man. Like I said, I don't like this type of game, like the grinding, the If you die, you lose your stuff. You got to go pick it up. I'm just like, I don't have time
Yeah,
for that.
like that's why I like to just
But
like run around and then just do stuff. But
yeah,
you're at such a disadvantage. One, when you die, you lose the what little you had. But if you're farming in a spot where you're going to get a lot of money, you just got to
yeah,
grind that, and you got to earn your strength, so to speak, by grinding and farming. And then you could walk around a little bit because like I'm at the
yeah.
level where I can walk around in decent areas for the most part and feel like not like I'm about to get wrecked. Like if
Hmm.
I see enemies, I could stand my ground, and it feels good when your character's strong, and you
Yeah,
can take your time. You don't have to like you can back up slowly, and they miss, and you can then attack with your big hit, and you take them out. Like it's such a fun game to take it easy and just enjoy it.
yeah.
But it's gonna be 2 hours, and then like you're gonna be like, what did I accomplish? Nothing other than entertainment. You've accomplished nothing. You know if
I, I will say I started off as a samurai, which is is a decent class.
Mhm.
Now I don't know what I am. I'm throwing magic. I got swords. I don't know what I am. At times I feel like I'm just a knight because I got
Yeah,
shields. I'm like, wait, this is not a samurai. I'm gonna
yeah.
play like a samurai. And I I don't know where I am, man. I'm a guy with a sword that looks like a knight now.
Yeah, you're just learning. You're just putting points on, grinding points, and putting it on stuff. You don't even know what it is. Like you don't know. You're getting new things as you go. Maybe you wanted to be a samurai, but then you turned into a wizard. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And
It's
look,
crazy.
that's my background. I have a samurai sword. Like I love samurai. And
Yeah,
now I'm just like, am I
but you could
a
still
s-
wear the samurai uniform.
yeah,
Toss it
and
up.
then and I got a wand and I'm still getting the wand. Just don't
What
look
kind of
right.
what kind of magic samurai? What is this?
But
Magic Afrojack. It's Afrojacks.
but that's what I like about the game though, because like you
No,
can
it's great. You
literally
can do whatever
just
you want.
yeah,
Look,
you
so
can start
so
one way and then go another way, which
So
I love.
while a
So
lot of people are starting with the tutorial, you know what I did? I started and went right to that knight, the gold knight with the black horse, and died instantly. I was just like, this game ain't it. I went right into him, and he's and for those of y'all who don't know, that's a tough boss right off the rip. As soon as
yeah.
you start, he's killing you with one hit, and you're like, why?
Oh, the dude with the gold, like
Yeah,
I
yeah.
finally beat him.
I did too, but like that's the first
You
thing I
beat him?
did.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah, I beat him.
What level are you?
I beat him at 40, but I remember I'm a paladin, so I have a huge shield.
Jeez.
So I back up and I let him hit it and then I counter. You know what I mean?
Uh,
And then I use the wolves and stuff to help.
oh, okay. I was about to say,
Game's
like,
fun. If you're on the fence, or if you hear all the accolades about the game, because it's gonna bring a lot of like casual gamers, because any game that gets this kind of hype is gonna bring people in. Just be prepared. It's a tough game, but it's fun.
yeah, I like it, man. I'm having a good time. It's one of those games I've played like I put a lot of hours into it. I can't remember the last game I put this much hours into. Uh, but yeah, having fun, man.
Madden 22.
I like.
That's me.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, like, I thought you
That's
were
me.
talking to me. I was just like, nah. But yeah, this game is fun though. I don't know. There's something
It
about
is.
it, man. The challenge, it's very challenging. I do like that. You just got to come back, get stronger, then go back to that area and try to finish it, man. But I just wish the co-op was a little bit better.
Yeah,
I
the
think this
co-op's
game
tough
would have been
because
even
they want you to play it a single player. That's what it seems like. They make
true.
it so hard for co-op.
And by the way, this is my emote on Twitch. If you follow me on Twitch, I made a shirt.
That's
This
a
is
pretty cool shirt.
basically what you're gonna look like when you play this game. It's a lot of this.
Yeah,
I'm just letting you know.
you want comedy? Go to YouTube and go look at like Elden Ring fails. Hilarious. People are breaking stuff in their house. Like these kids are losing their damn minds. Like this
I
game is crazy.
I actually got to do that. I think I want to check that out.
One dude, I saw one dude. He was fighting Godric. Godric's like this real tough character in the game. Like I think I don't know if he's the last. And it's not the last guy because the guy with the
No,
friggin' on the little horse, the last guy, right?
yeah,
But he had Godric down to like one more hit. He fell off a cliff. The dude, he
that's
was
the
about
worst.
he was about to beat the boss. He fell off the cliff and died, and he was so mad. It's
Yo,
it's
when
great.
you die trying to dodge and you fall off a cliff or something.
Yeah. Hey, you got to know your surroundings, man. Rip.
All day, all day.
Uh,
By the way, maybe this will be up for purchase, man. You know what I mean? We'll put some what do you call it? We'll put some codes soon. I do have some codes for like free shipping and all that stuff. If you guys want to go to JP Custom Ink, and if you need stickers or anything in that nature, yeah, you can go to JP Custom Ink. While we're here, you need buttons, stuff like this. Anything you need, JP Custom Ink will take care of it. As a matter of fact, Gio should have some stuff coming his way. I sent him the picture with his tracking number, so I'm pretty sure next Friday, whatever he's got on came from JP Custom Ink and Confident Apparel. I guarantee it, man. Whatever you see him wearing,
yeah,
it's JP Custom
a
Ink.
lot of my gear is from JP Custom Ink. Like, why would I
So,
wear other people's stuff? You know what I mean?
I'm just letting you
And
know.
plus the
And by the
clothes.
way, when you see the CA on in the back over there, that's Confident Apparel. That's I'm gonna say that's our clothing line right there. Check it out. This thing's coming. You'll see soon. Patches and all
That's
that good stuff,
that's
man.
clean too. That's a clean logo. I like it.
You like it, I love it. Just like when AB said 88 is up,
88 up,
84 is down.
84 is down.
Nah, you like it, I love it. So this is how we roll it, man. Anyways, man, we'll leave it here till till next time. And if you guys have any suggestions, anything for like hot mic, where we just freestyle it in a way. If you guys have any suggestions, put it in the chat or the comment section. So that drink is getting to your boy a little bit in the comment section. Jesus Christ,
Hmm.
and and we'll go from there, man. You got anything on your mind, Gio? Or
Yeah, no, man. Just real quick, is just a shout out to everybody who's watching. It seems like we got a couple of repeat guys and girls that keep coming back. Stevie G,
that's true.
Gabby, Daily Dose. Like, keep watching, man. Like, share the stuff.
Yep.
Um, if it's your first time, like, follow, subscribe, and keep us in the background. Like, I watch podcasts and stuff all the time. I keep it in the background, and we get the views. We appreciate it. You know what I mean? We're trying to add more stuff to it and just kind of bring y'all into like a little bit of what we do when we're just hanging out. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
hopefully you guys enjoyed it.
That's a good point. I mean, if you're cleaning the house, throw us on the background. If you're grinding on
Elden
Elder
Ring.
Ring, throw us in the background. If you're busy washing your balls, whatever it is, yeah, just throw us in the background, bro. Just whatever you're doing, man. Driving to work, throw us in the background.
Yep.
We'll appreciate it. So, yeah, and we will see you guys next Friday, and we hope to do something else in the middle of the week. We'll see. I don't want to put it out in the universe yet, but something. We'll see. We'll see. We're trying our best. I'll say that. We're trying our best. We're trying to improve as much as we can and give you more if we can. So because we're both excited to do this. So we'll see. But other than that, salute. See you next week, man.